So what are these? So it's a fascinating point, right? It sounds like cloud computing then is very much like a pretty big factor in this whole topic
Right.
of microservices. So
Yes, today it is big factor. Yeah.
so from your experience, like what kind of things excited you, when you worked on microservices and in a scenario of cloud computing? What kind of things did you
Mm,
notice? What kind of things excited you with their possibilities and with their power?
right. We, I mean, from my experience, I've used, Docker containers, Docker from, clusters and other stuff. And I've also used cloud ECS or EKS or any other cloud, mechanisms to, basically deploy container systems and all that stuff, right? So, but, um, basically managing my own Docker Swarm versus using ECS or EKS is not such a big, game changer or whatever. But the new age stuff, I mean, which is not very new age now, but let's say lambdas and Azure functions and other stuff, which are what I should call them. What should I call them? I think we should call them nano services or much smaller than that, right? Because microservices, if I say today a microservice is a set of business requirements, serving a set of business requirements with a tight boundary, right? But with lambdas and other stuff, each API of your existing service can be its own microservice.
So it's just a more
So
granular way of doing the
much,
same
much,
thing.
much more granular. Yeah. And without you having to provision or maintain anything else, right?
Interesting, yeah. Then that's a pretty big thing. So cloud computing is like a almost like a very very close thing, closely related thing in this whole topic.
Right, right. Cloud computing has made it easier. We talked about experimentation earlier, a few minutes
Yeah,
back, right?
yeah,
Cloud computing has made it much more easier for us to experiment with what we want to do. Let's say if I had to implement a new feature and it required a new database or a new EC2 instance with lots of RAM and CPU power, etc., etc.
right.
If I had to go buy that thing into my rack in a traditional data center, I'm I'm investing lots of money just to test a feature, right? I don't even know if it will succeed. But
Right.
right now with cloud computing, you don't have to invest anything upfront.
Mm,
You have a feature built, ready to deploy it immediately, test it for a few days. If it doesn't work, shut it down. You're only paying for those few days that you've tested it for.
right. Right.
So rapid testing, rapid experimentation, and all the stuff is being enabled with the cloud computing, basically. Easy for
Got
tech companies to do much more experimentation. Yeah.